Hi, it's Matt Hall here from Momentum Financial Solutions. I just thought I'd take a little bit of time to speak to you guys around income protection and the benefits that it's had to our clients and also our business. So I guess the initial way of us having the conversation around income protection is structured throughout the full protection offering that we have, i.e. life critical illness cover, income protection and business cover. So it's, a general conversation around what the client actually needs and their circumstances. So I actually make a point of speaking about income protection first, and generally I'll weave that into the conversations around, different levels of savings that the clients have got. I'll always ask the clients for a copy of the contract of employment if they are employed. If they're not employed, I'll always have the conversation around, emergency savings that they've got in place. A lot of people do have emergency savings in place, and even if that's the case, it's still a reason to go on and have that conversation around income protection, because a lot of people do not want to use their hard-earned savings if in the event they are ill and therefore they cannot work. So the conversation is generally prompt around savings and, without telling you guys how to suck eggs, what if this was to happen, what if that was to happen. I think the conversation's been made a lot easier off the back of the pandemic, because a lot of people have ultimately been made aware of lack of savings, or if something did go wrong, what would they do to replace that income. I'll be honest, I don't use any tools. There are some fantastic tools out there that the providers have, but what I do is I like to start on the conversation of income protection as priority number one. And ultimately the words I use around that are that we're starting with this protection option, or the conversation around this protection option, because if you are still alive and you cannot work and there isn't enough money coming in the household, how will everything continue to be maintained? Life and critical illness cover is obviously as important, and some people may argue it's more important, but certain clients, or most clients that I've spoken to, are more interested around the benefits of cover when they are alive against when they've passed away. So I think that is a good way of introducing the conversation around priorities, and obviously then it boils down to circumstances and budget. But I've only ever had good conversations. It's increased revenue into the business. Ultimately it's looking to meet all of the clients' needs, which in turn that increases the amount of money that we earn. That's just the reality of the role that we do. So I wouldn't say that we go out there and we're pushing to try to sell and cross-sell different options of protection. We look to meet the needs of the client, and most of the time there are more than one need, hence income protection, life, critical illness cover, whether that's against a mortgage or whether that's family protection. So I've had no bad conversations. People understand totally where you're coming from and appreciate where you're coming from. And I guess that is a nice way into, a young client of mine that I spoke about income protection with, because his employer didn't offer any type of sick pay benefit, which only 8-9 weeks after taking out the policy, he fell off his bike, broke his collarbone, and LV paid out £650 for that injury. So thankfully, that's the only one I've had, although he did break his collarbone, but he would obviously be covered if it was more long-term or if it was more severe. So I think the main thing is it's having the conversations with the clients, it's asking the questions around their needs, their objectives, and ultimately, what if they didn't have that cover in place? What would the impact be on their family? Thanks very much.